place that set the standard for Vegas fitness. Then came Northwest, near Summerlin, sharing the Fit Club gym culture and vibes across Las Vegas. And the crown jewel, Henderson, a cutting-edge space designed for bodybuilders, competitors, and anyone chasing their best self. Fit Club Las Vegas, now with 3 locations.
All right, guys, so we are back. We talked about doing something huge. Believe it or not, we have not discussed this lately, but this is our 200th episode for Cutler Cast. I never thought we'd get to this. But we said we're going to have something really huge, and we went out there and we found the biggest thing possible for the 200th episode. We have the Dutch Giant, Oliver, in the house.
Thank you. Such an honor to be
Welcome
here.
to the podcast. Somehow you made your way to Vegas. We'll talk a little bit about that, but you are our 200th episode guest, and we saved a 7-foot, 350 pounds.
Hey, 7'2".
7'2".
Every inch counts.
Yes.
You know what he said to me earlier? Most people that get heighted in, they skew it a little bit, or they wear biggie shoes like Milos.
Yeah.
He actually, I'll let him explain. He actually got heighted barefoot multiple times a day to get the real height. So
with your hair, how tall are you?
My hair and the shoes, I'm probably 7'3" or 7'4". Yeah, probably.
It's funny. We ran into that guy in the gym last night. We were training, and he's like, basketball. You know, he's from Russia. You know,
I get it all the time. But nowadays, it's more like, hey, that's the guy from Reacher. That's 90% of the people. It was like the #1 show on Amazon for 3 months. And every time I go to USA, it's Reacher. It's so cool.
So you wear a million hats, and we're going to talk about that. But you came to Vegas. I don't know how this aligned. Will you reach out?
So
you're come to the States.
I saw him on a video one day, and just out of the blue, I just sent a DM and just said, hey, man, if you're ever in Vegas, we'd love to put you on a podcast. Usually when you send it, you don't get a response. And then like the next day I see a response. He's like, absolutely. I'm like, when are you going to come out? He's like, in April. Yeah. This was like 3 months ago.
3 months ago.
And
I messaged you like a week ago, hey, I'm coming.
Yeah,
you still want to do it.
Once he said he was coming over.
So, we've had a bunch of guests. Yeah. And you and I got to meet back in 2007.
Almost 15 years ago, yeah.
Which is crazy. And you were so slender.
Yeah.
And so tall. And I remember thinking, gosh, this kid's... I thought you were the tallest guy in Netherlands at the time.
Second tallest.
Yeah. So how tall is the tallest guy?
So yeah, I'm 2'18". The tallest is 2'25".
So how tall is that?
Is that 7'4" or 7'3"?
I have to check. A little bit taller. Not a...
I have a photo with him. I'll send it to you. But I had to look up a little bit. But he's like 55 and he has done his media things and he doesn't want to be in the public anymore. So he said to me, you do all the things, but I'm still the second tallest.
Have you ever met Rick Smits?
I wish I have.
Isn't he from he's a Dutch Giant?
But the crazy thing was, some people know I have a food company in the Netherlands. He orders from me and we ship it all the way to USA in a very special package to say it frozen. So he's a customer of mine, but we never met in person. You have to meet him then.
Because
how big is
he was 7'4". He was the Dutch Giant. He played for the Pacers. He was their center. Yeah. And as soon as you said, I'm like, wait a minute, Rick Smits is from there. I remember. He's your height. Yeah. So
we talked about this on another podcast.
Well, no. One day, Detlef Schrempf was on my flight. He sat next to me.
That's right.
He was from Germany, but Detlef Schrempf, played during that same era for the Sonics. So...
Yeah, we have only a few people that made it worldwide. Only like 5 actors that are known. Also in Game of Thrones, we had 2. But none of people make it out of the Netherlands. We're such a small country.
Actually, I was going to say he was the Duncan Dutchman. That was his name in the NBA.
Yeah. So you're are you trademarked the Dutch Giant or?
I looked it up on Google. I'll tell you why the Dutch Giant. Olivier Richters. My first time on FIBO, everybody was coming, who are you, your name? Nobody understood. I said Olivier Richters. That's how you say it in Dutch.
Say it again.
Olivier Richters. Nobody.
This is like we just
Olivier Richters.
Yeah. So Americans say Olivier Richters is easier, but nobody could find my Instagram, and I was like, "What nickname?" And I typed in the Dutch Giant, and actually, it was the first thing I came up. It was a famous bodyguard for famous people. The Dutch Giant. He was actually Dutch. But he passed away, unfortunately. He got shot, and I was like, oh, well, then maybe I can just take this nickname. and nobody has taken it since then. And since then I did the giant, and my Instagram just grew so much because of an easy nickname. And now it's Richter, or hey, that's a Dutch giant. It makes life easier with the name. Yeah.
You played a lot of movie parts, but we've crossed paths obviously at the fitness events, and you've put on a ton of size. How much weight have you put on since you met me in 07?
So I was 80 kilos when I started at the age of 19 at this length. And when I met you, I was 100 kilos, and I was so happy I had a 100 bar, so I was, oh, but shit, I'm still skinny. And I also all the other tips. And actually 15 years later, so it took me 15 years to exactly double my body weight from 80 kilos to 160. So I'm 352 pounds at the moment. Yeah, it's a crazy journey. And I could only have done it with your videos and your tips. And that's not sucking up to you. But I realized when I was 20 or something when I met you, if I have this frame, I probably have to have the lifestyle of Mr. Olympia. Else, how else you're going to build it? So I started eating 6 to 7 times a day. Maybe not the portions you had in the beginning, but it was growing. And the tips you gave me from the trainings, and I had to start somewhere because you didn't have the TikTok and the Instagrams.
There's no social media.
Facebook
had just kind of come a thing.
Exactly. And I read a book. What's it again? Burn the Fat, Feed the Muscle, or something. Also good basic tips. And the book and you were my main inspiration, and from there it started off.
Did you read magazines?
Yeah, I did a lot.
Because they probably printed it in Dutch, a lot of the fitness books.
They don't exist anymore. That's such a sad story. But we had Flex magazine.
Yeah.
And what was it again? We do have Men's Health still.
Can I ask you who in the Netherlands was, like, I know like there's a lot of talent that comes from there, but at the time, like when I met you, I remember Rolly Winkler, like he was there, but he was not known, and William Bonnick was there. There was a guy though, Barry DeMay.
I'm good friends
with
him.
He was.
I'm so sorry. I should have said that immediately. Yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah, he's very well known in the Netherlands, but
such a nice guy. Yeah.
It rains every day there. It seems like it never is sunny. You ever go to?
We have, just like England, we have a lot of rain. Yeah, but
you get used to it, or?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
it's easy to work out when it's raining outside every day, huh?
It's somebody asked me yesterday, how do you Las Vegas? But it's so different here. But the landscape, the lights, and everything. And we come back to the Netherlands, you go, oh, this is such a boring country. But at some point, you're also happy with that.
Of course, yeah.
I can just go back into my own cave, and I might just have a little bit of life like you. When I wasn't famous, I was just on my 19th and length of 2018. Everybody approached me, looked at me. And then it's nice to have a place which quiet.
Yeah, I asked you that, like when did you figure out you were, you're a real giant. So talk about that. What you said, what was the stats? How many people?
So when we looked it up, it's like 1 in 3 million people are his height or taller.
Yeah, so it's quite unique. You have tall people in the NBA, but it's still a quite unique thing.
But I always said, like, when I went to Netherlands, there were so many tall people there. Yeah. And why is that? You told me last night. Why does history show that there are more
people? So what I've understood is that it's already destined in your genes what height you can become. There's a limit, but not everybody reaches that height. Some people smoke and are unhealthy during their spurt. But in the main general, we are a country that eats a lot of milk and cheese, so a lot of protein. And we also have research that women loved long men in our country, and they chose taller partners. So there are like 5 things that build it up that we became the tallest country in the world on average. So the men are now with 6 feet, so 183, the average height. And with 2.18 I'm the second tallest in my country.
And talk about your arm span.
Yeah. So there was a lot of research that has to do with my arm span. Why do you become the second tallest in your country? So they did a lot of genetic research on me because it had to be done. You have like a Marfan syndrome. The thing is, you can get really tall, but your aorta, your heart muscle, can also rip at some point. It's like a defect. So they tested everything, and they called it and said, we can't find anything why you're so tall. We call you a natural giant. But he said, it makes sense because your span is the same as your height, almost. So my span is 2.25 meters, and I used to be 2.20 meters when I wake up in the morning. So that is like a clue for a human that if you're in proportion, then usually nothing is wrong with you, because maybe you have seen, not to offend those people, but with big jaws, or the tallest man of the world had a growth hormone problem, 2.54 meters. So I'm very lucky.
So you are, as you said, a natural giant.
That's what the hospital called me. Yeah.
Which means you didn't have the giantism, which is an actual disease with the pituitary gland.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can live a normal life, where someone who has that disease
and hopefully become old. That's also an issue, of course. The bigger you are, the bigger your heart is, and if you have genetic defects, and it doesn't really help, of course.
We don't just fight insurance companies, we train for it. If you want results, get a lawyer that puts in the work. 107. Do you trust a lawyer that doesn't train? 102. Or a lawyer that quits when it gets tough. Pacific West Injury Law. We're built to win.
But you said you had some sort of a...
Pectus excavatum, it's called.
Explain to me what that is.
Yeah, when 10,000 people have it, it's like when your sternum is more inside of your body, and then the ribs go to the inside. But it has nothing to do with my length, but it's pretty much, one of 10,000 but not so severe, but mine was so deep. It was 7 centimeters deep, so that's like 2 inches. You can actually when I was lying on the couch, I could put a glass into it. I was lying on the couch and put my glass in the holder. But what we discovered when I was bodybuilding with it, I was squatting, my muscles were fine, but my breath couldn't keep up.
It was pressing.
Yeah, I was doing sports like hockey and tennis, and I made a CT scan, and you saw that the ribs were pressing the heart in for 20%. So we had a medical reason to put it straight.
At what age?
17. Yeah, and that changed my life, because your heart is like a balloon. When it gets to space, it gets back to its natural form. So you saw on the second CT scan that it was big again. And that made my bodybuilding explode, because I finally had the heart that could pump the blood to my muscles. So that was crazy for me.
You know, with bodybuilding, we talk about bigorexia, and people have this thing, I'm not big enough. You were almost a little shy about your height compared to the other kids you talked about, like growing up. Like you were, because you got so many looks and so much attention of like, I'm so much taller. Did that affect you? Like how was your mentality towards, how people were reactive to you at that time?
Yeah, so when I started growing at the age of 19, and maybe you can realize that if everybody around the corner, it doesn't matter if I was actually looking angry, like, why are you staring? That's the age of 19. I couldn't handle it. So, sorry, this is an emotional time for me. I just hide it in my games, like World of Warcraft. I was just playing there. I didn't go out with my friends because I would just get interviews from guys. It was a different life. And I spoke to my brother and he said, well, why don't you go to the gym and feel more happy about your body, put on some size? And it was the best tip ever. I did that. And I also came over the years to realize that people stare at you because they find you different in a good way. So they're interested. They come up to you, whoa, what height are you? So I realized that it's a positive thing. And over the years, I created a shield around me not to notice it too much. So when I now walk through Amsterdam, all eyes are on me. And I don't really see it anymore. I call it a shield. And my girlfriend says, didn't you hear them talk about you? It's like, no, but that's a good thing, right? You can just live your own life.
I was the same way, yeah. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
I mean, think about me with 300 pounds. I was totally abnormal, and people's reaction where they'd laugh. I don't know how it was with you, but here, like everywhere I went, people didn't know how to react. Like they'd smile or they'd laugh. And
you must have been more extreme than me, though.
But they were intimidated, right? In a sense, like, then you hear the whispers, and like, now you hear, like, whenever I go places, like I'm in the airport, it's like, oh, it's Jay Cutler, because now I'm recognized. I had achievements that put me on a certain platform.
Yeah.
Is your siblings tall like you? Because you mentioned
my brother and father are 6'7", so 2 meters. They stayed at that. Mm-hmm. But it's very true what you said. For me, people came at me, oh, how tall are you? And now they say, hey, Dutch Giant, or hey, you're the guy from Reacher. And that makes it also more fun, I guess. So you have the biggest fans ever, It makes my life also more happy now. So it started out as a curse, and now it's more like a gift.
When you came to see me, what was on your vision board of like your life journey?
I saw my first thing that I wanted to reach was Nathan Jones. I don't know if people recognize him. He's from a big powerlifter, but he's known from Troy, the movie, where Brad Pitt puts a sword in his, and he's like 2 meter, 5, 2 meter 10. He was so big. And I had a coach, and he said, Oliver, you can't reach that on your height. And I was like, oh, yeah, I can. And when I heard that you were in the Netherlands, I was like, I have to speak to Jay Cutler. I have to suck all out the tips. And the nicest thing ever you did for me, you took 20 minutes of your time for me. I will never forget how you treated me.
Your dad brought you out there. I remember there was a gentleman with you, remember? And
so my goal in the beginning was only to become happy in my own body through bodybuilding. And later my dreams became true. I was like, well, now that I'm getting size, I noticed that I did a commercial, like, oh, I like this and maybe I have something. So in a soap, I was a bodyguard, like the simple stuff. For South Park, I did something. And
All right, take two. Hey guys, if you have not heard, I've launched my own TRT clinic. TRT Kingdom is now live. And if you'd like to schedule on consult or get more information, make sure you guys go over, check it out, and let us see how we can help with your health needs.
Click the link below.
Shit.
Say click the link below.
Okay. Click the link below.
yeah, but how did you get that? Like obviously you were chasing size. So you came to meet people like me, but did you think I want to be a power lifter, or you talk about film, like you're talking about Reacher and you're here in Vegas to do Street Fighter, right?
Yes, Zangief, I became Zangief.
So, I mean, this is why you're here. So if people don't recognize, I mean, you're heavily involved in the film world.
Yeah.
But was that the thing? Because like I saw Sylvester Stallone and Arnold and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Those were my heroes. So when I started, I didn't look at necessarily bodybuilders out of the gate. I looked at physiques that were in films because that's what was presented to me as a young child.
Yeah, I understand your question.
So, was that the vision board of like, I want to get huge and be in the films, or you actually want to bodybuild, or you want to power lift?
No, I want to bodybuild, become happy mentally. And when I reached 150 kilos, I'm 160, and I was like, can I do something with this size and this height? Because I haven't become a basketball player. I didn't do rowing, great athletes.
Swimming, yeah.
Then I saw people with my height being in the film industry. So I was like, hey, the guy from Predator, from Alien vs. Predator, that guy is in the suit, he's 2'10". Can I do that? I saw the mountain in Game of Thrones, like, wow, I want to press the guy's eyes out in the episode.
Wasn't there a James Bond? Wasn't there a massive dude in that too?
Yeah. Actually, he was my main inspiration when I was thinking about it. He was the first giant.
What was his thing? Jaws, his name was, right?
Yeah. Richard Kiel.
Yeah.
And I'm so sad he passed away. Not so long ago, to be honest.
Do you know who I'm talking about? Or
Yeah. Because I watched
his Jaws, and he was named Jaws in James Bond, right?
Yeah.
How big was that guy?
Exactly my height. I was
Really?
18.
Okay.
Yeah. And the cool thing was when I was in an hotel room watching the James Bond movie, it was only the villain, the first villain, or the only villain that was twice in a James Bond movie. But as a little kid, I watched him and was so scared with the iron teeth and lifting James Bond up in the air. I never realized as a kid that I would become him. And that's amazing for me. Yeah. But from there, I was like, can I do this? And it was... I didn't think it was going to be easy to become an actor, but I didn't think it was going to be this hard. It took me 4 years to find an agent that believed in me. But I noticed that every agent, every film director, every producer, they asked, can you act? And I said, well, I think so, but I can just give me a script. I want to prove it, And do you have acting classes? No, I have the classes, but nobody gave me a chance to show what I got. And I went to Los Angeles to find people. I went to Cannes Film Festival with all false promises. And at some point, I got a call from a stunt director, Peter Darrow. Do you want to be on this horror movie? Yes, of course. I almost did this for free. I didn't care. Just my first movie. But that movie was so bad, it never got released. It was straight to DVD. But I met my film agent there, and he's still here, Jason Marshall. And Marshall understood my story, and he said, well, Oliver, I understand the other agents. If you do a casting and I send it and you act bad, then they don't ask me as an agent anymore, only as bad actors. So we made a gentleman's agreement. I'm going to give you castings for big movies, but I only send them in if I think you were good enough, so we don't hurt each other. No contract, nothing. In 1 month's time, he sent me 3 castings, Men in Black 4, Maleficent 2 with Angelina Jolie, and The Kingsman. And The Kingsman chose me, and it was my first movie. And my only goal at that time was to immortalize myself. I think it's so sad that when we die, nothing can be found. And it was like, if you're on the right screen, you have immortalized yourself in some way. And I never realized what happened then is that the director of the movie heard it was my first movie. He came up to me. I didn't ask him anything. He said, Oliver, I heard your first movie. You did so well. Yes, you have to learn a lot still, but please continue this path. And because of that, he said that. I said to my agent, can we do more? And then the ball started rolling to Marvel Black Widow, Indiana Jones. Like, how crazy is that? I had to choose between two movies. Oh, sorry, I'm talking way too much, maybe.
No. This is a podcast about you.
No, it got so crazy to the point that I got two castings at the same time who both wanted me, John Wick 4 and Indiana Jones. Like, how can I pick from that? And my agent said, you have to pick Indiana Jones because you want to be immortalized. That movie is going to be watched 100 years from now. I was like, okay, let's do that one. And after Indiana Jones, I was like, I want to do more, and I want lines. Because all giants in movies don't speak. I don't know if you ever noticed, but they only shout and they kick and they grump and they kill and that's it. So we made a promise to me, okay, let's only do castings where you get lines. And for some reason, I don't know if it's destiny, 1 month after that, the casting came in for Reacher, season 3, and it had lines. And it were like 7 scenes or 8 scenes with the main actor, Adam Richardson. We got a little famous at the moment.
Yeah. We talked about that.
He was Reacher in real life.
Yeah. I think he needed to be honest, but that's okay.
Yeah.
My opinion based on the video, but we'll see. You know?
Yeah, and from that, I had my first lines, and after that, I did so well.
Do you remember what your first lines were?
I don't give a shit.
That's what it was.
I had to pull him out of the car because he had some excuse not to get out of the car. I don't give a shit. That was my first line ever, so that's super cool.
Well, it's kind of funny. It was great. We were talking last night and talking about like your scripts, and you'd practice while you're in the gym, and like you do all these things. And what's nice about you live in the Netherlands, and you have a ton of business there. We're going to get into that a little bit, but like your whole passion is to be a film, an actor, and you want to get a major role.
Yeah, my main goal now is to be have a main role for a movie.
What's great about it is you actually do a lot of these auditions remote. So you don't have to, we talked about LA being like, you have to move to LA, you have to be in Hollywood, and now literally they come to you.
That's very different from 15 years ago, what I understand.
Which is pretty amazing, actually, because like you said, I'm sure you're comfortable where you live. And I asked you, would you ever live in the USA?
I thought I had to. I thought I had to move to Los Angeles when I wanted to get my first movie job. And when I met my agent, he said, no, that's way in the past. We get scripts, scenes from the real script. You upload them, and they will let you know if you have become it. And sometimes they fly you over on their money to do the casting in real life. And that's it. And I spoke to an actor who was like doing casting 30 years ago. There was a whole line in Los Angeles outside to go into the casting. You had to do it live. And if you screwed up, then next.
I'm sure it's easier for them to look for someone like you because it's not like there's 10,000 actors that are 7'2", 350 pounds. So
yes,
it might be a little easier.
Yes, but also not a lot of people who can act and are my size. And I guess that's my luck, both. And there are not a lot of roles. But I think I only have like 5 people who are competition. And we have Thor, who just did a role in what's it called again? He-Man, Master of the Universe. And we have Martin Ford, who just did Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat. And then I just did Street Fighter Zangief. So there's just like this little circle of giant roles, and always one of us gets them. But sometimes, I mean, I can't just get a role because you're big, and if you're standing there and doing nothing. I learned the acting through acting. I mean, I had great opportunities to work with Martin Ford, Matt Mikkelsen, Alan Richardson, and there aren't anybody acting courses standing on set, seeing what they do and act with them. That is, if you could pay for that, how much money would you have to spend to be able to do that?
Yeah, you're a really good communicator. Like we got to train last night, and actually, I never really got to communicate with you other than meeting you at these events, right? Or,
yeah.
Your mind isn't really like we get to spend more time just talking about life and, learning a bit about the background, but you're able to communicate really well.
Oh,
and I
thank you
think
so much.
that's, I always talk about bodybuilding people, and someone like yourself, like being an introvert is like almost, it's very common.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like someone that's really good at the gym and can lock themselves. And we talked about the workouts, how it's our sanctuary and you have your own private gym, you said now. And, we had trouble fitting you in some of the machines last night. That was the biggest issue is, the legs get in the way and the arms are too long. So
It's mostly free weight for me, but I'm so lucky with the money from Reacher that I could buy my own gym and finally have machines where I fit in.
and I asked you like what type of equipment fits you best. I mean, is there any kind of a big equipment companies out there that you
Or I have to be lucky that I have just one machine I fit in, but Hammer Strength Life Fitness is the best for me.
so big shout out to Hammer Strength and Fitness. Like
They're not even
let's-
my sponsor, but
Yeah.
I have to thank them to build it. I don't even know that they realized that when they were making the machines that a giant could fit in it. It was crazy.
So while we were talking about acting, if you have like a role that is dangerous, it's not like they can find a stunt double for you. You're like one of one.
touchy
So
part.
how does it happen when you have to do something that's dangerous?
Every time I got a movie, and I've done 8 worldwide movies now, they ask my agent, does he have a double? It's so important. Because if I crash somewhere, I need to speak, and how harsh as it can sound, and stunt double can be replaced. That's very harsh to say. So I had to do all my own stunts. So almost all of my stunts. I'll tell you, I actually now have a stunt double, an ex-NBA player. But that kind of messed up my life big time, because stunts, when you're not a stunt actor, are so dangerous. I actually died on set once.
Well, like died? Like
Well, if I wasn't saved on set by the diver, I would have died.
what happened?
There was a water scene and they shot a water cannon, and I was out of place, so they shouldn't have shot the water cannon, but it went into my eardrums, and and I was like, ha, and then it went out. So they told me later that my face was in the water, passed out, and kind of traumatic. But I woke up when they dragged me on the side of the pool, and they told me what happened, and that was one of the craziest things. You can see accidents can happen so quickly. And for example, and I can tell this because everybody knows, normally it's like what happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas, it's on set, but I can tell you on Indiana Jones, I broke my leg as well. Because a stunt actor was so scared of me when I was running at him. I was supposed to just bump him away and he would fly away, But he covered himself and he put his knee up. And his knee went straight into my lower leg. So it was bone versus bone. And I broke my bone on that. And it took 8 months to recover. Because when you're 160 kilos and you have a broken leg, you have to be in a wheelchair to recover from it. Because crutches are not enough to get your weight off. So now, and that's why I'm telling you, sir, I'm so happy that I met Kyle. He's one of the best people I've ever met. He did, for example, Venom, the first Venom movie. He's the guy that goes into a suit and becomes Venom and fights. So he's an NBA player. He's not a bodybuilder, but he has the frame without the muscles. So he can cover for me, fall from stairs, fall from cliffs. So in Reacher, he fell off a cliff and he had to do it like 8 times and he got a concussion. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, but thank you for doing that. So now I have a stunt double and that's awesome. That's
So
awesome.
now he's got someone that can get beat up on.
Yeah.
So you take every role.
Well, most stuff I still have to do myself, but things you can get away with it, like falling off a stair, you won't see it's not me.
Do you think it's true that like Tom Cruise does his own stunts and
That's so amazing.
like it's
I will never.
Sylvester Stallone did too.
yeah, a lot of actors. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
and I've done as well, but I don't want to call them crazy, but it's more like amazing that they want to do that, because when you have had an accident, I did my own stunts because I felt immortal, but when you break your leg and you almost died on set, then you become more cautious. But I will never remember that. Sorry, what did you say?
Tom
Yeah,
Cruise.
Tom Cruise, the jump on the building and he broke his ankle and still run, and then the set is down for 3 months. Actually, film companies don't want you to do your own stunts because then
too risky.
Then they can't film for 3 months. But I mean, he's his own producer, so he of course, why not?
It's up to him.
It's up to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What do you think has been the most exciting point of your career so far?
It was Reacher, but now it has my newest movie, Street Fighter Zangief, because I'm a gamer from origin.
Yeah, so you talked about even as a youngster, you were gaming.
Yeah, this
What
is
were
my
you
life.
playing?
I've played everything, like
What are you really
Warcraft
good at?
3, World of Warcraft, Battlefield, Elden Ring.
So do you stream? Do you live stream and actually compete?
My girlfriend said I should do it, but I couldn't find the time. I was actually a pro gamer around my age of 17, so that's how good I was. I did tournaments and everything, the Craig 3 Arena.
You would
Make
crush
a
it.
lot of money.
Yeah.
Do you have a gaming
Thor's
chair and all
doing
that?
it.
Yeah, he's doing it, right?
Yeah, he's doing it. It's crazy.
You could probably make his like in a month off streaming what you make in a movie.
Let me ask you this.
Lot
So
of
what do you
money.
mean time? So talk a little bit about your time factor right now.
My time factor, yeah. Because of bodybuilding and your food schedule, I realized how much effort it takes. So, long story short, I built the biggest online sports supermarket in the Netherlands with real food, like chicken, everything. You can prep your own meal so fast. I built with my family a high protein factory for meals. Last year, we sold over 3 million frozen meals.
Let me check them out here because I want to show
Oh, yeah,
these.
yeah. Well,
so
this-
you brought these as a gift for me.
Yeah, so these are the newest. They're not released yet. Next month we are.
So guys, you check this out. So it's
This
got a
is
sleeve.
meals without refrigeration. So we send them to a lab, and it actually has around 600 calories and 41 grams of protein. This is the old sleeve. And
It's pretty heavy, actually. There's a lot of food in here.
Yes,
it feels
there's,
like,
yeah, it's perfect. And I brought them as a gift for you. When the production is done, I'm going to send you a shitload because I know you travel. 'Cause
So
you're going to
explain to me.
FIBO.
Yeah, explain to me. These don't have to be refrigerated.
No. So my main thing is frozen meals, and I realized, why does baby food, if it's so safe and healthy for babies, why can it stay without refrigeration? Why do we have chicken in soup bags and it can stay a year out of refrigeration? So the technique is very simple. You have a complete meal, you seal it off airtight, and then you heat it from outside. And then when it's airtight and heated from outside, you can just stays well for over a year. It's so I was like, why haven't anyone done this with high protein meals yet? That would save my life. Jay Cutler, everybody was traveling. So I'm going to be the first one very soon shipping this worldwide, and they taste so well. Yeah.
So you eat these when you're here sometimes, or
These are still the mock-ups.
how many did you bring? You didn't bring these just for me?
Yeah. Just
I would've
I was
packed
just
a
going
whole
to say, you
suitcase.
should have brought like 50 of them.
Yeah, no, I will, because the production, will have 200,000 of these in the next month, and then I'm able to ship all the meals to Jay that he wants.
What's your favorite one?
To be honest, the orange one, but they're all good.
Okay. And then you brought me this drink also. It's a muscle
Yeah.
meat. Is that
Yeah, I
This
don't want
is
to
a-
make it a commercial, but this is the first protein soda in the Netherlands, and I'm promoting it.
I'm drinking? This is like a
Did you like it?
yeah. It's like a
Like Fanta.
orange creamsicle.
Yeah.
Is that what's it called?
Yeah,
Fanta.
Cinos. Yeah, well,
It tastes like an orange creamsicle.
yeah.
Though. That's what it actually tastes like.
You know what's going through my head? I'm thinking
He's
muscle.
not. He's not allowed to drink clear protein sodas right now.
I can't have dairy any type of way.
Oh,
It messes
okay.
my stomach.
But is it because of the lactose? Because these are
I'm go-
lactose free.
I'm I can try one. I'm going through the testing now. But what's funny when you guys say this, I hear muscle meat. So I'm thinking salty beef, and then it's a cream soda
Yeah,
from
the
muscle
name
meat.
wasn't perfect, but at some point we got so well known, you can't change anymore.
But you can find a way to flip that marketing wise. It's funny.
I've developed over 100 products, and the total product we have over 250 products. I invented so many products because that's the crazy thing. Because I made this journey just like you with the Body Transformations. You know what you need and what you're missing, and that's why I created this whole line of easy foods, but they're still healthy and no preservatives. And
So you say sports supermarket. I don't know what that means. Tell me.
that is a
explain to me.
supermarket that's more focused on people who understand food. So if you want to lose weight or gain muscle or just want to live healthy, because on our website, unlike supermarkets, people look at the front, but on our website, you immediately look at the back and see what it is. And it's just more high protein focused, sometimes more bulky, so you can make multiple meals with it. So it's much more focused on people like you and me.
It's is it like a smaller grocery store, but it's all
No, it's
healthy
all
stuff?
online, and we bring it to your home. We were the first one in 2013 that shipped through your home, and nowadays it's become. You have Trifecta, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Mega Fit Meals.
Fit
Yeah.
Meals.
Backfields, yeah, sorry. So yeah, they ship it to your home as well. I assume.
Yeah. Frozen.
Yeah. So worldwide, we were the first one to do that in the Netherlands. And now it has become pretty normal to do that.
Are people conscious of the food, like body and all that? Like, you come to the States and we have a lot of people that are into like the health aspect. Is it becoming more popular in the Netherlands from when I was there in 2007?
Yeah, every year it became more popular. And I think now with TikTok and all those influencers who are doing health, we have a whole glow up about protein products in the Netherlands to the extreme that people got a little bit sick of it. Like, this is protein, this is protein. But that to the extent that people do realize now how important it is. But I realized that when I was going to high school, I learned about photosynthesis of plants and nothing about humans processing proteins or fats or how that works and the vitamins. So I don't know how schools now, but I think we should, the youth, as I speak to them, they know a lot more than I knew when I was that age. So it has become a big thing in our country.
You talked about your diet last night. You picked up some things from me, but how many calories does it take you to maintain 350 pounds?
Yeah, so when I'm working at muscle meat sitting in a chair, 6,000 is my maintenance if I don't do anything except for training. But if I'm traveling and I'm doing stunts and working films, I have to go to 7,000 just to stay on this weight. And that's when I realized, for me, that has become a normal number. But you told me that you were around 5,000. Yeah. And that makes me realize, like, this being 2 m 18 and not to promote myself, is only when I think about it, it's so insane that I already had 3 meals when I'm here and it's 1 o'clock and I still have 4 to go. And that's routine for me.
It's like a full-time job.
It's a full-time job. But sorry, sorry, I don't want to be more. Because I created my own food store, it has become so much easier. Yeah. Only traveling is really harsh.
You cook?
No, for the last 13 years, I haven't cooked.
I wouldn't cook either if I had all this.
Yeah.
So you just heat it up? Or?
He microwaves it with the best of them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we have over 100 products that are ready to eat, but also individual products. So just the chicken bag, just the rice, just the broccoli. You can eat clean as you want. And you just pour
mix
it.
Mix and match, yeah.
Yeah, mix and match, exactly. Yeah, so the diet's crazy. I know you ate a lot of egg whites. What I do is, you were crazy on the carbs, right? Almost 1,000 carbs. And that is something I realized when I saw I can't do that because there's so much spoon. So what I did was, all the proteins I get are full fat. So salmon, minced meat are full fat. I eat all eggs. So that saves me a lot of calories.
Fat, yeah.
So good fats and olive oil, extra virgin. I divide that, so it's like 500 grams of oats, 16 eggs, 1 kilo of Greek yogurt, around 800 grams of meat. Altogether 400 grams of protein a day when I'm really training for a movie, and between 6,000 and 7,000 calories a day.
But they want you bigger for the films. Like, this is the whole thing.
I want myself bigger.
So we trained together last night. Yeah. Explain to the people, like, what we are training for. Like, what was the whole point?
So my newest role is Zangief for Street Fighter. And my agent called Sub, Oliver, they want you without a casting because they saw Reacher. It's Zangief from Street Fighter. And I was quiet. I said, why aren't you happy, Oliver? I said, Google him. Do you know how big this guy is? He's Jay Cutler. I didn't say he's Jay Cutler with my length, and you want me to play him. And that's the bigger erection. I didn't feel like I was worthy because this guy in the games is 2'10", 190 kilos. So that's over 400
pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, and ripped. And my agent said, well, Oliver, who else is going to play him? Who's 2'10" and bodybuilt? Like, okay, you got a point. I had to think about it a few days, and I had a call with them, and they wanted me so bad. The thing is, I'm a gamer, and I know how people can be disappointed. I saw, for example, I think it's a great actor, the guy who did Halo, but I saw the disappointments if the characters don't live up to the game, and I don't want to be in a situation like they ruined Zangief, and I never want to be in that position. But I did a part. I became the biggest ever myself, and they loved me. And actually, I did so well. The directors came up to me with the producer and said, Oliver, if this movie is a success and we make a sequel, we want Zangief to be so big that he's one of the main characters. So my character is pretty big now in the movie, but really a main character. And I'm like, okay, if this is going to happen, I probably have a year. And I want to train with Jay Cutler and see what I can learn from him. So that's why we trained yesterday. And you gave me a lot of tips that I didn't realize with the fingers and the positions, and you see
There's
so
only
much
one
you go
body
through.
part, though, you know.
Yeah.
I think, you know, you have such a big frame, and we talk about metabolism. I mean, you were drinking Gatorade while we worked out. You were just trying to take in extra calories, drinking calories, right?
Yeah.
You know, activity level has to be, you know, I was a fast trainer, and we talk about like time in between sets and how important that is. You know, you had to catch your breath, right? Because, I mean, obviously you can't move at a pace that a guy at 215 pounds is moving at, right? It's a lot different when you're 350.
Yeah.
What are some of the downsides of being 7'2"?
In the gym? Or just in general?
In general.
Well, in general life, there are a lot. That's why I called it the curse of space. I can't buy clothes anywhere. Everything I wear is custom made except for my shoes. Public transport, planes, toilet seats. I now reach a weight with my height that I crush every seat, toilet seats, cinema seats. They can't handle me. So the whole body becomes like the whole world is not made for me.
Dude, our chair's already all fucked up from Brian Shaw, so you're good.
You know, I saw in one of the documentaries Yao Ming flying from China to the U.S. and he didn't sit first class or business class. He had to sit in economy in the row right where the door is,
Or there's no seat in
because he
front of him.
couldn't sit in business, so there was nobody in front of him.
I'm like this in business, and I
Yeah.
can't lie down, but at least better than anything in the plane. So
Make sure to fly Swiss Air. Their first class will fit you.
I
I couldn't. Don't you remember? I couldn't even touch my toes to the TV.
Yeah, but he's 7'2".
Yeah, but I mean,
But all these things, I once went to a tall people party, and I noticed how many people are complaining about all this stuff. Please realize that when I say I can't do this, because I'm a very happy person, and I don't expect anything in life to adjust to me because I'm the different person. I can't expect the gym material to be for 7'2", you know. But that's things I also have problems with. We just talked about. Yeah. And
So custom clothes, do you have a suit?
yeah, but it's all tailor made. Yeah.
Is it form fitting, or does it look like my suits back in like
like a balloon.
No, my tailor made the sizes and everything, and he sent it to the factory, and they called him, "You made mistakes. This is not good. This cannot. This." He said, "No," and then he sent a picture to the factory. He said, "Oh, okay, we'll make it." That's how unrealistic my clothes are.
And you talked about your shoes. I mean, you wear New Balance because
That's probably one of the shoes that can handle my weight. Yeah.
mean,
Well,
listen,
Brian probably has the same because he is my body weight as well. Brian Shaw. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what he's wearing, but I wear a lot of shoes. But I got
he's
Brian-
down to 400 now.
Yeah, Brian wears like size 18, so it's like even harder for him than even most tall
and
people.
I'm 16, so
So you don't wear Jordan 1s?
I used to, but they are not so supported for my shoes.
Can you believe they play basketball in those things?
I don't know, because I wore shoes like that, and I was on FIBO for 4 days, and I got a major injury under my foot because I didn't get any support. And with the body weight, it's crazy to walk around with 160 kilos. Your feet have to handle so much. Yeah, everything. How heavy were you when you were heavy?
300 pounds, but I mean, I was like an Oompa Loompa, bro. You know what an Oompa Loompa is? Yeah. I was as wide as I was tall.
You know, I wanted to ask you this. I saw you did a video with Eddie Hall.
Yeah.
In that tiny little ridiculous car. How did I think I'd have a hard time figuring it. How did he get you in that, and how did you get out?
Oh, yeah, it's the tiniest car in the world.
Yes.
I was-
He could drive it up and down. He drives it in stores.
yeah.
No, it was actually scary because I felt cramp coming up in my hamstring, and I was like, okay, if I get cramp down my hamstring, I'm gonna die because I can't get out. And holy shit! No, but that was funny as hell. Yeah, I also have a video of me driving a Toyota Aygo from my sister-in-law. I actually have a joke. We're gonna record here in Las Vegas. We're gonna hire a Lambo, and I'm probably gonna be above the roof and have some fun.
Have you
with
been to
that.
Thailand?
Yeah, it's actually our best video on YouTube. 11 million views.
Say, did you had to have ridden in a tuk-tuk?
Yeah, I did. I'm sitting like
Those things are scary, man.
people in the comments said he's not driving the car, he's wearing the car.
Are you a content creator?
Yeah, so the fun thing is Mart, who's sitting there, he's been following me for a year now. He noticed, he messaged me and said, Oliver, your life is so interesting. Why don't you film this, everything you do? And I was like, yeah, people always come so happy to me. Why wouldn't they be happy to see what I'm doing? So now that I'm in Las Vegas, everything is filmed, and my YouTube channel is growing immensely about all the stories.
What's the name of the channel?
The Dutch Giants.
Okay, so yeah.
Oh, thanks for saying that. Yeah, no, it's going great, and the comments are so positive. People are so lovely. It's crazy, but it motivates me in life, right? You have maybe I can maybe understand that when you're on FIBO, it's very tiresome, but you do understand that the fans somehow give you energy to do it, right?
Does it amaze you sometimes that you're known outside of the Netherlands?
Sorry, can you say it again?
Does it amaze you that people know you outside of the Netherlands, like coming from where you came from?
That's because of YouTube, but mostly also because of the films. Yeah, because it didn't change how much people approached me, but why they approached me. So now it's, hey, that's the guy from Reacher and stuff. And first it was, hey, tall guy on the end of the street, that kind of stuff.
Is there certain tall, like famous people or athletes that you've wanted to meet that you haven't met, or ones that you have always wanted to and you finally got to meet
well,
them?
I mean, somehow I missed out the basketball, and I still want to meet Shaq. We did that with my length. I think he's 7'1".
He has a place in Vegas. He's here a lot.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm not sure if he wants to meet me, but that would be amazing. I still have a dream to shake the hand of Arnold Schwarzenegger, also of The Rock. I still want to make a teacher training to beat The Rock. I mean, was a great fighter in the movies and stuff. I still have some heroes to meet, and you're one of them and one of the first I meet now.
But you get to collab with a lot of people. I mean, you talked about doing stuff with Thor and Eddie, and
yeah,
you know, that's why I asked you about content creation and how important that is for your brand, and obviously for your own maybe well-being. Meaning,
well, the crazy thing is, the crazy thing, everything I do now, so from my supermarket to the social media to the films, it's one triangle now. Everything, each boosts each other, and that's a life I could not have imagined. Because when I was still going to the gym to be happy in my body, never realizing that I would become a film actor and having my own company and meet you and sitting here. So it has been a crazy journey the last 15 years, but mostly the last 4 years since I become an actor.
Isn't it crazy, like that? You know, you met me at a random guest appearance, and we reconnect in a whole nother place in the world.
Yeah.
Many years later, like you had dreams and aspirations. You probably looked at me as someone that, wow, this guy just won the Olympia. I won the year prior. So I won in 06 against Ronnie Coleman. And here we are now reuniting with, now you have that platform. I have my platform. And now when we started this podcast during COVID, this was kind of just like because we talk about meet and greets. I book almost every week I was, had a show in Vegas. I go to FIBO, and then we're in Paris, and then I come back. I have a show in Boston, and like every week I'm still doing this, even over 50 years old. But I love it because I love giving back my ability that somewhere along the line, like you mentioned, I had a conversation with someone, like that means the world to me, that I actually, because it's like, oh, I'm scared, don't meet your heroes because you'll be disappointed, right? Yeah. I love the fact that you're able to take away the experience, because listen, there was people there, I'm sure, and it was like you're limited with time, but you took one thing away, or, we were able to reconnect really because of that. And it means the world, that because all these trophies, all the stuff you see here, I always talk about this, like, yeah, it's cool to wake up, I look at this every day, but like, where's your legacy? Like, what have you left? I mean, you don't understand how many people you inspire. That's why doing these podcasts, sometimes the conversations, and it's just a conversation we're having. It's not even like, not interview questions. Like I'm sitting here just off the cusp, just asking you like things that come to mind with me.
No, it means
this
you're
is
very
about
interested,
you. Yeah. But like, I'm interested in being like, hey, how does this guy relate to like what my mindset was like? Because we both had a dream. We both had a vision, and look at where your world is going, and look where mine took me. It took me all over the world, still to this day. But like, still go and do those meet and greets, and I listen to the stories of why they started weight training. And somehow this podcast always brings in fitness, because I feel like anyone with success has fitness behind them. And like, you're never going to stand on Olympia stage and compete, but like, we were hitting double biceps last night, and you didn't ask me, hey, how do we do this pose or that pose, where like Larry Wheels came and he did this thing with me, and we did that strength test and whatever. That was pretty cool. I didn't win the big one, right?
No, but you're in the top 8.
Okay. Well, you guys are going to show that anyway. But it's just really cool to me that, you know, we can sit and have this conversation, and like you're just getting started in a sense, right? I mean,
thanks.
You're a young guy, and how long do you think like this goes on?
Until I'm not healthy anymore.
I know, but are you motivated every day? Do you wake up with a new vision board of like, this is what I want to conquer this week, the month, or do you have like a long-term game plan?
No, the biggest motivation I notice now in my life is my daughter. My first one is 2 years now.
Okay.
And it's very harsh now to be a week away. But I noticed that it pushed me even further. I hope so much that when I'm not here anymore, she can look back on the YouTubes and say, hey, that's my dad.
Yeah.
So you talked about legacy. And first I was building a legacy for myself because I was scared when I die, nothing is there anymore. Maybe that's egocentric, but now it feels like I'm building a legacy for her. And that's got me motivated so much.
How tall do you think she's going to be?
How tall's her mom?
My mom is 5'11".
Your daughter's gonna be tall.
No, we have a graph. I don't know.
They should be able to predict it now.
You have the average graph of growing as a child, and there's a line above that you're, and she has a line above that. So I already made the joke she's going to be the Amazon with the sword in the movies.
Yeah.
I think she will be between 190 and 2 meter.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be there to support her because I met a girl who's 2 meter and she even had more trouble adjusting to all the ice than I had. The girl's even harder. And I'm going to be there and learn her how to live for the fullest life. And I do not advise her to take hormones or break the knees to stop the growth. I just want her to be herself and what she can become.
You know, you may not look at it this way, but you doing podcasts and doing content, there's other people out there that were just like you, that didn't have a brother to talk to, that could watch this and go, wow, I'm 6'10" and I'm 14, but I have nobody to relate to, but they can watch your videos and maybe not feel as insecure as you were. So you are indirectly helping people all over the world that you may never know or meet. So that's something that you can go to sleep at night knowing that you're helping the world.
You're actually correct. People don't realize how, just like you, your Instagram outbox is probably so full. I actually, every night I read everything. I can't respond because it's impossible, but I read so many tall people who say, I started lifting because of you and I'm so much more happy in my body now. So for me, I'm really helping tall people as well and maybe chasing their dreams because they saw how I put the work into it and just like Jay and worked from there with the body and become an actor.
Like you say tall people, but like I get more people that are weight challenged more than ever now. And for me, I mean, I remember when I first started bodybuilding, I was like, I just want to be big. How do I get big? Like you came to me like, how do I get big, right? How do I put on weight? Now they want to lose weight. And it's amazing to me. Like I put all these videos of me eating and like, I ate 7 times a day and I ate 1,000 carbs. I'm like, okay, how does this affect someone that's trying to lose weight? Because I was just a machine to eat. But you know what it was is like knowing what foods are good and bad and learning what your body can take and can't take. It's just like him with his tests now for lactose. You know, he's really paying attention. He's lost
35 pounds.
35 pounds in the last 3 months.
Just from removing diet soda and removing dairy. Because I always put cheese on everything. Just doing that, my entire body has just changed from those little changes.
But he sends me his weight and it's like coming down. And I keep telling him because, you know, he's 46 now. Are you 46?
47.
Yeah, 47. So it's like, you know, you get close to 50, you start thinking, okay, do I really want to be 270 pounds? I mean,
in December, I was 285. But I always loved going to the gym and training heavy. That was like my release. But at some point, I can't keep doing that. I have to come down
but
for health
losing
reasons.
weight, as you said, can be in the simplest things. When I had to be a boxer in a movie and my stomach had to be way flatter, for me it was super easy. I removed some of my oats and from full Greek yogurt to low-fat Greek yogurt, and there was instant 1,500 calories down. Yeah. You know, so losing weight can be so simple sometimes, but also difficult. I helped one person from my company. he said, I'm not eating anything at daytime, and then I can't control myself at night, and I eat 2 kilos of lasagna. And his whole problem was just he had no stability over the day. I learned him how to eat like a bodybuilder, just every 3 hours, a little bit more balance, and control the feeling of being hungry. And he's 40 kilos down. Yeah. So that's.
Do you like cardio? Do you hate cardio? And what kind of cardio would you prefer to do?
I hate it because then I have to eat even more. So if I don't have to do cardio, I don't do it because I can't eat. When you're between 6,000 and 7,000 calories, it's already a full-time job. But for Reacher, the fight scenes were so intense, my stamina wasn't enough. And I was like a goose. Really, it was so insane. Sorry, the question was
what kind of cardio could you actually do? That's the problem.
I do kickbox once a week to keep the fighting skills up, and it helps my stamina. But maybe I should do cardio for my heart. But
I know, but what would you do? Because I would think walking would be
elliptical
risky.
price,
Yeah,
less compression on
you
the
don't
foot
want
and the knees.
Yeah, you don't want that impact. Like
now, maybe I have to ask you first. I would choose probably swimming, exactly, swimming or a bike and keep the heart rate up.
Yes.
Because I
or spurts like you said,
running
boxing.
is the worst thing I can do because of my weight. My knees will. Dutch word is slijtage. I know what is slijtage.
Arthritis.
Yeah, eventually over the years they will get damaged. So I have to.
Can you run?
I can sprint
short
for movies, but my doctor, orthopedic surgeon said, Oliver, do not run like minutes and minutes and minutes. You're not built for that. Your knees, from human point of view, are not built for that. People should not run who are 160. Yeah.
So how did you do like PE in like high school?
PE?
Like a physical education. Didn't you guys
I think he said he was 80 kilos, and that's 200 pounds.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I know, but still.
No, but I was so skinny.
I know, but like.
Well, no, this is a good question. I realize now I was going to play basketball, but my knees couldn't keep up. I got so much damage at jumper's knee that I stopped playing basketball and I couldn't come back from it. And
then, like jumping rope. How would he jump rope with a?
It's not fun. Sure.
Yeah.
You know, even for him to get in shape, I don't even know if you'd really have to add cardio because you have to think about it. If he walks 10 feet, he uses 5 times the calories.
How big is your bed? Your feet hang off the end of your bed?
No, it's a special made bed. So it's you know, people don't realize how important it is. I sleep in hotels, and when
I know you sleep because we sleep 35% of our lives.
I have to sleep diagonal in beds, and then it works. But if I don't do that and my feet hangs off, and I do that for a couple of nights, you get injured because the nerves get into a position that they won't want to be, and I got a serious injury from that, from beds being too short. Sometimes I put a chair at the end.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then you lengthen the bed.
I saw that.
Really?
Like, there was like an NBA documentary, and they went in one guy's room and they showed he had like the chairs, and he's like, I put one foot here, 1 foot here.
And the real good hotels, they put a bed at the end of the bed.
Yeah.
For me.
So here in Vegas, is the bed big enough?
No. I have
Can't
to
you
make a complaint.
request? Can't you request like,
I will tonight, yeah.
What do you say? Hey, I'm 7'2". I need a bigger bed, or
no? I ask if they have a single bed that they can place at the end of the bed, and I'm sure they have one.
So Vegas, little tip: when they bring guys 7'2", you guys need to have a special room for the 7'2".
I know, right?
It's like we talked about the bathrooms and like trying to, on the plane. Like,
so
you fit
the most interesting toilet in the world is in the airplane. Because when I sit down, my upper legs are so long, they bump up the door, and I have to ask a steward to stay there so nobody can come in.
What
I barely fit in those things. There's no way he does.
So he's the plane guru.
Yeah.
What private jet could he fly?
I mean, he's not gonna be able to stand up in any of them. Period. Not at 7'2". I think the tallest is like 6'9", 6'10", like some of the Gulfstreams.
Well, I'm already showering on my knees, so I'm used to stuff.
I mean, you shower in.
No, the only thing that would work for him is if it was like a Boeing business jet, then he could stand up. But like the Gulfstreams are, I think, are 6'8", 6'9".
Drake 747.
Well, he's got a 767, so you could fly in that.
767,
Yeah.
But no matter what, he's
life goal to have a private jet, but I'm not there yet.
You will be soon,
maybe. Yeah. Well, yeah. But I mean, I'm very fortunate that people buy so many products of me and that I can do films. But money is really relative. I mean, how many millions I have maybe in my company from muscle meat, it's all going to zero because we're building a new factory and then you have to start over again. It's all taking risks and I don't know what you talk about. But our personal bank is not that high, but the businesses are growing, and I try to take almost nothing out of it to grow.
And it's your family business, you said, or your dad involved? And
my dad was the first sponsor of the first freezer because the first freezer was 100,000 euros, and he paid for it, and we paid him back. My wife works at it. My sister-in-law and my brother are also co-owners. The sister of my wife, and we have around 30 workers. And and we're still on the work floor. And what people love working at us is not just working for the Dutch giant, but they can almost buy for the cheap. We don't want to profit from it. They can use my gym, and when it's busy, we are also on the work floor. You know, we don't feel like we are bosses. We are family, backing together and stuff.
And so, like, when you go back after this trip, like, do you spend time working
full time?
Like you're busy.
Well, the great thing about muscle meat is that, and that's why I also could become an actor. My job is behind the laptop, and I can do this everywhere because I'm developing products. I'm doing the marketing. So when a film set might be the most boring job ever.
You sit around, right?
You sit around because I get called in at 6 a.m. for makeup. I'm ready at 8, and maybe the director needs you at 5 at the end of the day. And what you're going to do in the meantime, I pick up my laptop and I work on my company, and that's great. I can combine it so good. Yeah.
And are people surprised when you they ask, hey, what are you doing over there? And you tell them, tell them your business model?
I'm working on my website and putting products online. But it's fun. And I always bring presents to set, like my food products and stuff, and people love it. It's original gifts for the director.
Where is the best place that you got to visit or do a film in the United States?
United States. Craziest thing is I haven't filmed in the United States. I filmed in Canada for Reacher. I haven't done a single movie here, and that's also cool that there are now. Most things I've done in London, Pinewood Studios. So much is filmed there, like James Bond. Or
where in London, you said, or
next to London, there's Pinewood Studios, very famous studio. But for example, Indiana Jones was filmed almost not in the studio. There were 4 countries. It was Scotland, England, Morocco, and I'm forgetting one. That's crazy. But you travel all over the world for a movie, and that's incredible as well. And for Street Fighter, I had to fly all over. That's the furthest end from the Netherlands, except for New Zealand, and for Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have Disney Studios there. So I love to film here, but nothing has come up yet.
And what about out of country? What are the best locations you've been to? You mentioned Thailand. Why'd you go to Thailand?
Yeah, so that's the cool thing that I combine my social media. I had to go to Thailand because one of our best products is made there. And I needed to visit the factory, and I'm like, well, why don't we book 4 days of an hotel there?
Did you go and we film kickbox too? Because they have a lot of gyms there for fighting, Muay Thai and all that.
I have a Muay Thai trainer at my gym, so but I know I didn't have time.
So do you do the fight for this, like for the films? Like, is that why you participate in that kind of activity?
Yeah. So what I realized is the heavier I get, the less I can move, literally. So I'm doing all static motions, but fighting is so different, and you're moving. Your muscles are needs to be so different. So the best fight training I ever had was 4 months preparation with the best stunt actors on Reacher, and that changed me forever. And I already had some kickbox experience, but fighting in movies is so different. What people don't know, maybe. So for example, you want to cover yourself in a real fight. And when I did that on the movie set for time, Oliver, keep your hands out of your face. We can't see you.
Yeah, I can't see your face.
Okay. And I did a hook, like a short one to cover my face. I said, Oliver, man, we want big punches. Okay, sir. And then you have to do a hook, like super wide, and you're open, so it doesn't make sense. So stunt fighting is so different than the real life fighting. And I had to learn that as well. And not to hit people. People sometimes ask, why aren't you a fighter or going to UFC? And I make the joke, I only learned how to not hit people.
What I want to know, and I asked you yesterday, I wanted to ask you on the podcast, Why didn't you get into wrestling?
Oh, was one of my dreams. Yeah, I'm such a WWE fan. I played on Nintendo 64 as a child. NWO versus WCW was my first wrestling game. And on the age of, I think I was 22, I did a tryout in England for the WWE. And at the end, they said they wanted me. But I had a good conversation there with someone. I can't remember who it was. I even met Kane there. He was so super tall.
How tall is Kane?
Kane, I think he was 2'5" or something. I have to Google it.
Like 6'10" or 6'11", I think.
Yeah, but they told me four things. If you have a girlfriend, you should leave her. If you're joining us, I told them at the company, forget about it. You will be on the road 300 days a year. And it will be a contract of 5 years, but if the public doesn't like you, we can kick you out anytime. So those four things, I was like, shit, I just met my girlfriend, who's now my wife. I just started Muscle Meat, and it doesn't feel safe that they can kick me out any moment, which makes sense for them, of course. And I didn't say yes. And that was a different life path. What if I said yes? Maybe I made the safe choice, because wrestling... Some people say it's acting. Well, it's stunt acting. To be honest, it's so harsh on the body, and I've spoken to some people about that. But I'm still a fan. I'm going to WrestleMania next Saturday here in Las Vegas because I became friends with Cody Rhodes because he's in Street Fighter as well, and he got me tickets. So that's awesome. Yeah.
What's going to happen when you get that attention and they try to drag you out?
Hopefully they pull you from the crowd.
Well, I did spoke to Cody Rhodes. I literally asked him, would it not be cool if I don't become a WWE star, if they still want me to, but if I do a guest appearance? Even if I was dressed up like Kane with a mask, nobody knows who I am, and now they know. And I come in, and like a guest appearance, we would train for it for like 2 weeks. It feels a little bit safer, and it's like a whole routine, super cool. I come in, everybody has fun, and I've done my dream. I don't know if they would be up for it, but that's something I would be up for.
Don't you remember when Shaq did that?
Yeah,
with him in Big Show and some pro bodybuilders. Remember, like Paul Dillette and Chris Cornell?
My latest character, Zangief, is a Russian wrestler. I'm like, Zangief as a show appearance in WWE. How cool is that? But maybe I get to speak to them this weekend.
We'll see. We're gonna have to watch it. We'll be.
When is it?
This Saturday and Sunday, WrestleMania.
And I wonder where it is.
It was last year. It was at the
stadium.
They sold it out.
Yeah.
It was the football.
Do you like John Cena?
To be honest, I like everyone in W. Everybody has his own character.
He grew up near me, so
yeah. No, I mean,
and Triple H was from New Hampshire,
but his physique is so good from John Cena, and his strength. I'm like, oh damn. I followed his whole career, John Cena, online, of course, not in real life.
Who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Kane. Yeah, Kane. He was the character was such a monster. You know, it's so awesome.
Undertaker.
Super cool, but it doesn't beat Kane. With Kane, I always get a feeling.
Did you like Hogan or?
Yeah, at the time, yeah. Amazing how tall Hogan was. So sad he's gone.
Yeah, he was a big guy. I watched a lot as a kid too, but talk a little bit about the gaming thing. So, like, how many hours do you think you spend a week actually gaming at this point?
Nowadays, I use gaming just for an hour to get my mind off. You have a lot of responsibility as well. I can only assume that you use trainings to get your mind off.
I do, but
I use gaming for that as well.
Yeah, today is going to be absolutely necessary to go to the gym later, I think, you know.
Frustrating morning?
Yeah, it's just been nonstop since 6 a.m., you know.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So today's one of those days where it's like, oh, I just need...
It keeps me mentally sane. Yeah. It makes me forget about everything.
So you won't think about, because you're so involved with the game, is that what it is? Or?
I think so. I forget about the world around me.
And what are you really good at today? If I said you're going to pick up a game today, what are you playing?
Well, I'm actually never played fighting games as a pro, so I'm learning Zangief now, my character. Seriously, every night hour, because I want Zangief to be able to play Zangief. But if you would I'm saying now, as crazy as it sounds, Fortnite, which people will hate me for now, it's maybe a children's game. But Battlefield 6, I'm still playing a lot. But I love single-player games like Doom Eternal. I just played. Elden Ring was a crazy single-player game, one of the hardest games ever to play to the end. And I'm waiting for. I forgot the name. Oh yeah, just played Resident Evil 9. That was crazy.
Are you into it too, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because you probably film some of it, right? Is what?
Yeah, you need to start streaming this. You'll make money.
Yeah, man, you need to be a streamer. For sure.
Well, you're right. Why did I have time to play all of Resident Evil and I didn't film it? Yeah, maybe I should have.
I could have swore like T-Pain talked about that. He makes like 200 grand a day or something like that streaming.
Yeah, but to build a game community will also take so much time, and I wish I could do everything. It feels like I can't do it because I want to grow my food business, and I want to be an actor, and I want to see my daughter every day. It feels like impossible to stream also at night because every moment I do not do anything, I want to be with my daughter and my wife. So
they can game with you.
Eventually, I'm sure my little girl will game forever with me. Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Yeah. So with the people that you're around, you said you train at a private gym. I mean, do you go to public events in the Netherlands? Like, I mean, you're kind of a celebrity for that country. So,
well, I'm in a situation now that whenever I step out of a taxi or under my own car, immediately a photo shoot. And I created it myself, and that's perfect, and it's super cool. And I love my fans, and please keep doing it. But when I have to train, the problem is that people don't understand I have to train. So when I'm doing calf raises, for example, during the calf raises, somebody knocks on my back. And I don't get pissed, but I don't understand why you couldn't wait 30 seconds. Maybe they're just so enthusiastic that I can understand it. But at some point when I did Reacher and I had some extra money, I was like, okay, I have to build my own gym if I want to proceed bodybuilding because it's getting too much now. So when I go now to a public gym, it's just for maintenance, but the real trainings are at my own gym. And so I feel very blessed with that, of course.
Will you train at the hotel or will you train at gyms here or try to?
I have to see. I haven't figured out yet, but I have to say when I'm 1 week from home, I'm not so scared anymore as I used to be to lose muscle mass. So we did a great training yesterday. I probably do one end of the week, and then I'm home already.
You said you train every other day right now is what your schedule is?
Yeah, I had a huge problem in bodybuilding that I reached 150 kilos, and for 2 years I was standing still. And I spoke to a famous bodybuilder trainer in the Netherlands, and he said, I know what your problem is. You're wanting it too much. You're doing too much. What he explained to me, and maybe, I don't know if you can tell me if it's true, he said the more muscle mass you put on, the more overall damage you get, but your restoration, or how do you say it, your healing process doesn't grow as fast as the muscle damage increases. So what happens is the bigger you get, the more time you need to recover from that to become bigger. Mm-hmm. And he said, what if you train each other day? So max 3 or 4 times a week instead of 5. The trainings need to be shorter. So I tried my Venture method. So sometimes only 1 set per exercise, but you go so deep that it's done. And I've done it for 2 years, and I went from 150 to 160. So I was actually doing too much, I think. Oh, sorry to interrupt you.
I mean, the volume probably was too much, but you also talked to me last night about recovery, infrared saunas, cold plunge.
So that's the great thing about what I'm doing now with the YouTube and meeting people. I had a look inside and on my YouTube of the life of the 2 strongest men of the world, Thor and Eddie Hall. And what they both have in common is the sauna and the ice bath. And even Thor, with his 200 kilos, his blood pressure was still okay. And I'm like, holy shit. And I looked up the research on saunas and how you can be healthy with that and how much it helps the recovery. So I just bought a sauna. I'm still looking for a cold plunge. And I'm buying a sauna that does infrared at the same time. So 2 methods in one. So I have to find every time, maybe you had the same in your career, I had to find each year a new method to grow again, because now I'm on 60 kilos and I'm stuck again. So now I'm trying to get my healing process even more up.
I have a thing called Power Plate at my house. It's like a vibration plate.
Yeah.
Supposedly the astronauts to train on it. So I paid like 10 grand for that. I had a reformer. I did Pilates training. I did kettlebell training. Seriously? I tried to do a lot of different things outside the box when no one was willing to do that. But I was really well known for my tissue therapy, meaning active release therapy, neuromuscular therapy, painful massage, but always releasing the fascia which was very important for blood flow, nutrients, recovery. And to this day, I attribute a lot of my joint function because of that therapy that I did. It was really conducive to keep my body healthy. And I felt like it was longevity. Okay, we talk about that now. Longevity is super important because I still want to go in the gym. You asked me last night, like, I don't know if you have an injury or this. So like we did back, and I said, listen, there's nothing that I can't do. I mean, anything that you can do, I can do pretty much. I mean, even at a younger age. So.
The amazing thing I can say about you is that you have not become for nothing. We have seen your size on being 4-time Mr. Olympia and cutting down now to this size and still being huge. And then still being so healthy is the best thing you could have done for yourself.
I mean, it's everyone's dream, right? I mean,
yeah, but we know, without naming names, some people are not that healthy anymore, or are healthy but don't look so healthy from the outside. And I also spoke to Michael Hearn, just like to you, and you two always put longevity, and now you see the profits of that. And because I speak to people like you, and please keep that information up, I'm 36 now, I want to walk and look like you when I'm still 50, and that's why when I'm 36 now, I'm looking at. Let me put it like this: to reach 160 kilos, I didn't care what I have to do food-wise and training-wise, and to get there. And now, also because I have a child now, I'm looking way more at the longevity at the moment.
Of course. And
maybe that will also help me eventually. When you're healthier inside, you can be bigger on the outside because it's all one piece, of course. But that's super clear. Nice to hear from you. What you did with keeping the messages up, keep that message also up, because I think I'm 36, maybe not too late, but I wish I knew things when I was 25. I didn't look at longevity at all, as everything it takes.
It was just yesterday, to be honest.
Sorry?
10 years goes by fast, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You say 25, and it's like, man,
you just said 36.
I was still competing, and this was 36.
Oh, yeah.
This was 36. Yeah. This is the quad stomp year. This is when I came in. I was 255 pounds.
What age did you stop pro?
40. 2013. I told you I got injured. And that kind of knocked me out. But, all the things I've done, like I said, it's cool to get on these conversations with people and kind of see the message, because you don't realize that people will listen to this and someone is going to relate to what you're talking about, whatever it is, especially like you got emotional about, your legacy, how important that is to you now. Think about it. You didn't think about that at 19.
No.
Like, who would have thought, like, hey, man, I just want to achieve some sort of greatness. Everyone has greatness within them.
I just wanted to be happy at that moment.
Yeah, and hey, I want to put on some muscle, so maybe I won't look in the mirror and feel skinny. Because it really did bother you, I'm sure, like being so stressed out.
Well, like people have overweight and want to slim down. It's the same people who are skinny. Being self-happy is very important. And so some people don't care about their body and they're already happy. And I promote that a lot, But for me, I didn't like my body and I had to change it.
Are you going to stay in the fitness world? Like, do you still attend, we're going to FIBO. Obviously, you're going to miss that.
Yeah.
But will you still attend fitness events? I mean, there's not a lot happening in Netherlands, but would you travel to FIBO? Did you go last year?
Yeah, it's only a 2.5 hour drive from my house. So that's the biggest thing ever. But sometimes he goes, hey, are you going to the Arnold Classics? And I should do that more. It's fun.
I think it'd be great. I mean, I think you should come to the Arnold and get to meet.
You'll be able to meet Arnold.
I was at the Arnold Classic many years ago in Spain. And Arnold was, of course, there. And you could buy tickets, like €500 to get a photo with him. And it was sold out. And oh. And then he walked past and it was so scary. He had like a circle of bodyguards and people were trying to jump the bodyguards to touch him. And that goes way too far. That's another level of famous, to be honest.
You'll be able to meet Arnold. It's already being worked on.
No way. What?
You'll be able to meet him. We got to find out when.
Make it happen.
We can make it happen.
Wow. No, are you serious, or?
Yeah.
We don't know if he says yes, but if you can try, man, that's what the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, meeting him and meeting you is the same for me, right? I hope you understand that. Yeah.
Well, listen, man, it's great. What are the questions?
No, I mean, is anything you want to
promote
or add to it?
I mean, obviously, we talk about your business.
No, we've talked a lot.
Your film things.
Yeah,
You know,
being
you're here for
healthy.
Street Fighter. That's the main thing, right? You're just here to do, what is it called? What's the name of this event that you're doing?
CinemaCon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Comic-Con, but then for movies, and they're releasing a trailer, so all the big stars of the movie are there.
It's only for Street Fighter, or
No, it's a whole event, but they had to have a special moment to present it. and
Okay.
No better way to do it than CinemaCon. So I haven't seen the trailer myself, so it will be super amazing to see Zangief. Yeah, have you seen me being Zangief, the photo? Or you can.
No, I want to see. Hold it up so we can see it.
Yeah, 1 second. It's on my Instagram.
Yeah, nice.
Let me see. So this is the poster of my character.
Oh, sick.
Where's the camera?
Yeah, right there. That's your camera right there.
Yeah, so different. Angry Zangief, and then you have this photo. It's a screenshot from the teaser. So
Oh,
this haircut and this black hair got my marriage cancelled.
yeah. I was gonna say it doesn't even look like you, man. Like
But that's the great thing
you
about
look
acting,
so
right?
angry. I don't see you
Yeah.
being like. I guess that's the character.
But
right?
that's the great thing about acting. I have to prove in castings that I can be different, and I'm sitting here now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I cancelled my week. My wife and I cancelled our. I say my wife, but she's still my girlfriend. We had to cancel 3 times because of movies. The movies were so big, like Indiana Jones and Street Fighter and Reacher. We had to cancel, and this year we're saying whatever movie it is, we're gonna get married in September because we don't want to wait
You're gonna
anymore.
do it in the Netherlands,
Yeah.
or
But with this, yes, at the coast of the sea, so we have a really nice occasion. But the crazy thing about this hair is that I came back. No, I videoed with her to show my face, and she was like, Oliver, I have to tell you something. I don't want to marry Zangief. We have to postpone this. I don't want to be on marriage and you're
so
looking like
grow your
Zangief.
hair out. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, so that happens. But the characters you can play, which is sorry, we have to wrap this up. But that's the coolest thing maybe about me being somewhere else in the movies, which I'm totally not.
But you said she met you when you had a beard or something and you shaved. Because I asked him,
Yeah.
you know, same thing. I always say to him, I'm like, hey, so if you shaved, he says, oh, I look younger.
Look like a kid.
Yeah, me too. I had to shave it for Indiana Jones because the movie played in the 1960s. Nobody had a beard back then, and my girlfriend said, "This is not the guy I dated. Don't ever do this again." I grew my beard for my first movie. They asked, "Can you grow a beard?" I said, "I have no idea." Yeah, because we want you for the part, but sorry, you're just not. Your face is not tough enough. Like, yeah, okay, I can try. And I grew it for 3 months, and it worked out. And then since then, it stayed on.
That's one of the more common questions I get. How come you don't grow facial hair? If you ever saw me, I never really had facial hair.
This looks great.
Yeah, I just.
You
it's
might
just
look
my
like
image.
Santa Claus.
No, I would probably, yes, I'd be gray, I think, you know.
But you have so many AI apps now. You put a beard on, so you can just see how it
true
looks.
that, true. I mean, yeah, we could do that. You could make it for me.
Yeah, you can
Tell me what I look like next to him, you know. But man, we appreciate you coming on, man. I'm glad you made time. I know we get to spend a little time, and
an honor.
I'm sure we'll do it again at some point. But we'll cross some paths in the future, and I hope you have an amazing trip to the U.S. And I'm sure we'll see you probably somewhere across the planet somewhere.
Yeah. Thank you for taking the time.
Anyone you want to thank, though? Anyone you want to thank or say anything?
Well,
to your
personally,
people?
my family, if they will be watching this, I couldn't have done it without them. Without them, yeah, all the support. And my fans, I have to say, without fans, I can't do this YouTube. I can't be an actor. I mean, family first, but all the fans that follow me. And I'm really thankful for all the messages and the follows you guys gave me. Yeah. Thanks.
You want to say something in Dutch?
Oh,
Well, say something in Dutch, so I can. I love
Okay. Ik hoop dat jullie een beetje genoten hebben bij de J. Cutler podcast. Don't forget. Oh, dan go straight to English. Vergeet niet om te subscriben, mensen. J. Cutler heeft zo'n coole cast online en zijn YouTube. Hij gaat naar Fibo. Ik hoop dat jullie daar ook zijn. Ik kan er dit jaar niet bij zijn, helaas, omdat ik hier dus ben voor de trailer. Maar volgend jaar ben ik er gewoon weer bij.
We were just talking about Dutch yesterday.
Yeah.
About how, like, we were talking because he's doing some language course for Portuguese. So, and I said, man, that's encouraging because at our age, it's a little harder to like learn things. And I said,
It's tough.
and I said, how many hours is it going to take? And he said, it's like how many 200 hours.
She told me after 200 hours.
Wow, that sounds short, to be honest. For a language, it's so hard.
No, not like fluent, but to be able to communicate and
understand when they say.
It's just like 2-3 times a week for 6 months.
Well, how many languages do you speak?
Look, we at schools do really well. We have to learn French and German, and I can understand them when they speak to me, but I can't speak it, and I can read it a little bit. But that's just at the level I need to. I mean, the great thing about the Netherlands is that everything on English or TV shows do not get dubbed, so everything is English. So we learn the language through gaming and stuff. The only problem I have is, of course, my accent, and for movies I have to practice that.
Do you speak any English at home?
No.
Nothing, right?
No, it doesn't make sense for me.
So you stay actually pretty good. Like you guys can just keep it like that, huh?
Yeah. Well, I just got a casting in, and I have to do an accent. What was it again? New Shire or something?
What's that?
So I have a great accent coach who helps me with these roles.
So what would you say? How would you speak English with that accent?
I'm going to learn tonight.
Well, I mean, you can't just off the cusp like.
I haven't looked up yet. I got the casting in 2 hours ago, but let me see. It's. I wish I could.
Like you don't have an English accent that you've done before?
No, so far for Zangief, for example, I have to do Russian accent. So one of his lines is, "Nothing is impossible, not if you train for it." It's not perfect now, but you have to put on a little Russian accent. It's easier for us.
That sounds Russian. I was going to say. Do you ever talk to some of these English, like Nathan Diasha? I don't understand what he says.
He's from Liverpool, so he's got a strong accent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he speaks really fast, so at times it's hard to
Well,
understand.
accent will always be a problem because I did a casting for House of the Dragons, the new Game of Thrones. And they loved my acting, but they wanted every person to speak perfect English. And I did an accent course and I couldn't do it. And I realized why couldn't I do it? And the problem is when somebody is integrated in the Netherlands for 15 years, I can still, as a Dutchman, hear that he learned it, even after 15 years. So I can't. Sometimes I'm like, shit. I'm putting so much effort into the accent. And this is my own accent, and I have to do an American accent. It's different. I'm not sure I can ever be fully American. Some Dutch people, actresses have done it, Carice van Houten and stuff. But the accents are so difficult when you're not born into the country. Yeah. So I'm lucky with other characters where in Reacher they just made the script that I was Dutch from origin and Street Fighter is Russian. So that helps me a lot, of course. Yeah. And now I have to do a really big English accent for a role with. What's the actor's name again? Russell Crowe is doing this movie.
Okay.
So I really want this part with Russell Crowe, and I have to do the accent, and I have to do it soon because they want the casting in 2 days. So I'm practicing tonight with my accent coach.
So this is what you do: go back and work, man. You're constantly working.
You're stuck in the room all night.
I will.
It's okay.
Yeah. Mars will be helping me. It's a crazy life. The craziest thing that we had is that. One moment we're here with you guys, then we're at the WWE, then we're on a movie set, then I'm in a supermarket promoting my product in Dutch. It's bizarre what is happening.
I like that though. Fast lifestyle is very motivating for the people out there, man. So we appreciate you coming on though.
Thanks.
And like I said, we'll probably do it again. And best of luck.
Thanks, man.